Welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a bonus general message. These are the ones that are not zodiac specific. These are usually about whatever comes out, usually an inspirational aspect, though, from some anecdote, something real that happened in life. But today I'm going to say something just a little bit different, give everybody a heads up that I will be going live at some point in this next week to do some free card pulls to thank my subscribers for helping to make my channel what it is. Thank you guys so much for being a part of my world. I am so very, very honored. This coming week is my birthday, and that's how I wanted to celebrate, is by thanking you guys. So keep that in mind. Keep your notification bells turned on so you know when I go live for that. Also, I will be doing something similar over on Tarot Dog, but I'll also be opening up memberships over there on Tarot Dog. I already have memberships open here, but I'm going to go ahead and do that over on Tarot Dog also. And so anyway, just so you guys kind of have a bit of a heads up about the stuff that comes up this next week. So hopefully I will see many of you in the live, and thank you guys again for your amazing energy. So maybe there's a celebratory energy to this. We start out with a Two of Cups and a Two of Wands. Right now, the story looks pretty sweet. Hi, Isabella. Glad to see you, honey. Hi, Annie S. This energy is starting out with love. It's starting out with friendship as much as love, as much as partnership, as much as like two people who really hold one another in like equal self-esteem and equal like mutual respect for one another. This crossroads energy, though, the Two of Wands, either they are both ready to choose each other. This could be the story of a Two of Cups coming into a union. This could be the moment that two people say, I know where I'm going, I'm picking you. We got the Sun, got the Death card. This is big change. This is big direction. This is big clarity. I would say this is the moment of one of two things. It's a moment of total departure, and I love you, but we're going separate ways. I can't read it that way. I read this as this is the opposite side of that. I love you, and I can't do anything but come towards you. The time of us staying apart has to come to a close because this is ridiculous. You're the person I want to build with. I picture me at home with you. I picture it's like these two characters are, I almost feel like they can feel the other person's arms around them. If anybody has ever had the sleep paralysis, there have been lots of names given to it over the years, old hag syndrome. It's a very common occurrence where as you are asleep but not quite awake yet, sometimes your brain wakes up before your body does, and you'll have like a sensation of like, they call it old hag syndrome because they imagined that it was like a old woman was sitting on your chest, like holding your arms down. But it's a really common occurrence. Many people report it. I have had it happen a couple times, not in like the old hag syndrome, but the distinct sensation of being wrapped up in somebody's arms. And I mean, it was so real. It was unbelievable. You can't believe that there's nobody there with you. And it was really lovely, but then the arms got too heavy. And then, you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh. But it's you're awake, but not able to move just yet. And I'm not saying that in a scary way. I'm saying it like my experience with this. I've had it happen 2 or 3 times in my life, 2 definitely. It was actually always very comforting, but I'm picturing it's something akin to that for these two, but it's not the scary sleep paralysis bit, but more like they can almost sense the feeling of each other's warmth. I could picture the feel of the warmth of, my lover's lips on my forehead. I could picture the sensation of holding hands with them, of feeling their heartbeat, and the warmth of them as we stand side by side or, face to face. It's real memories that they probably already experienced this with this person at some point, but they're really submerged in the memory and it's become so much more real, so much more tangible. Like I say, maybe they're having dreams that are exceptionally lucid, or maybe it's going all the way to, like I say, the sleep paralysis, thing. But I think without the scary bit, because that can be scary, right? This feels like two characters are so clear that pride doesn't matter anymore. All that matters is, heck, maybe they're both equally as prideful and they know that about each other. But it's like, yeah, that's why we're yin yang. That's why we actually are supposed to be together also. I feel this bond to you. I feel this pull towards you. I can feel your arms around me even when you're not there. I'm done pretending that I don't match with you when I know I do. It's just very clear. It's very happy. And it's very, I can't, oh, what's a song? Was it Travis Tritt who sang, and I can't keep pretending I don't love you anymore? Great song. I think it was Travis Tritt. Please fact check me. I haven't heard that song in forever. Three of Pentacles, Page of Swords in the reverse. I'm done spying on you. I just want to be with you. Like, that's the mantra, but I think it's coming from both of them. That's what it looks like to me. I don't want to spy on you anymore. There's nothing more I need to figure out. There's nothing more that I have to do. We have the Fool in the reverse. I don't need to think about whether or not I belong with you. Also, it doesn't feel like a big risk anymore. This just feels like it's a normal, this is what's changed. Once you know something and it's true and it's real, there is no risk involved. It doesn't feel like a leap of faith. It's like, who am I kidding? I know where I'm supposed to be. No, I'm completely confident in this. It's a very big change in energy for these characters. Let me just break it down to each one of them. Tell me about, we'll say masculine and feminine, but please know it could be same-sex couple. It's just we see one of each on the card, so that's how we'll speak about this. Tell me about the feminine first. What is, because I feel like this is a shared mutual energy where they're both in the exact same boat. We have her as a King of Pentacles and an Emperor. And both of these, we actually have, this is a feminine Emperor and this is a feminine King of Pentacles, but both of these are divine masculine energies, and these are both showing up as divine feminines, which again tells me this is kind of the confirmation of what we already said. These characters are so yin yang to each other. They're so matched. Their energies are, they're both equally as powerful, equally as brave. They're both possibly leaders. They're also givers. They're not, I don't think she wants to engage in power struggles with them, but she knows that she has her pride, they have theirs. Part of this is like, she sees them, I don't know which one she sees them as. I'm guessing it's probably a fluctuation. Like, we're going to play follow the leader, and then we're going to swap roles a lot. Sometimes one of us will be the emperor, the other one will be the king. Sometimes we'll do the reverse. There's this energy of, they are so merged, even to the aspect of feminine and masculine energies. She may play some pretty powerful roles. If she comes across as a feminine, she may operate as a masculine, just meaning she operates with the energy of the sun. In her work, in her life, she's maybe had to be a mover, shaker, action taker. She maybe manifests by getting things done instead of like drawing resources to her. And she maybe knows it about herself, but at the same time, she's dealing with somebody who's a lot like her, yet they also have the divine feminine within them, just as she does. I think she's very aware of the things that can produce conflict. If they move against each other, they're going to butt heads. It's their strengths can also become their biggest weaknesses in her viewpoint. Okay, let's get a message from them. Tell me on their side, the masculine side. They even each got 2 cards out. That's crazy. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. The way they kind of see all of this is, it doesn't matter if I'm with her or without her. She's still the one I'm looking back to. She's still the person I want to go to. She's the one I want to offer my cup of love to. It's kind of like, because now I'm hearing that, I don't know why it's all country music right now, but I'm carrying your love with me, West Virginia down to Tennessee. I'll be moving with the good Lord's speed, carrying your love with me. Is my strength holding on every moment that I can't think of the rest of the lyrics on that. I'd have to sing it and then I don't have to think and it just comes out. But I think it's George Strait. Maybe they have traveled a bit. Maybe they travel for work. Maybe they've been gone a lot. It doesn't matter. They always want to know what's going on with her. They always want to know, even down to the minutia, what's she going to the grocery store shopping for? They always want to talk to her, always. This is about communication. I wish I knew, like, every step of the day, every step of the way, what's going on. I like her voice. I like it when she talks too much to me. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but it's like they just like the sound of her voice or something that goes with them everywhere they go, or they hear her voice in their head everywhere they go. They're never, even if they're moving away from her, they're never moving away from her. I think I think it's time that these two just freaking surrender to the fact that all they want is to be in each other's presence at this point. So universe, is that going to be possible? Right? Because that's the biggest question mark. Can they do this? Can they be in the same place and time? Can they reside in the same zip code? Can they be together? Because it seems like what this is. Eight of Cups, the universe says, sure, as long as they're willing to let go of some things. There is a sacrifice to be made here. There is they have to listen to, I mean, all of this makes sense to them now, but you notice that this Eight of Cups is a very mystical one. They have to walk into the Stonehenge. They have to walk into this mysterious, mystical connection. They feel it anyway. They're trapped in it anyway. So there's no point in pretending that they can be apart when they can't think of anybody but each other. So you may as well surrender to it. But to do it is a choice. So they have to choose to walk away from some previously held uptight energy, because I kind of think both of them were like, well, I'm not going to just surrender and lose myself in this crazy intense passion. I think they have to, though. I mean, and when I say crazy intense passion, I'm not talking about something that will be like, oh my god, they become this weird relationship blob, they lose their identities, they become super toxic, they're ruining each other's lives. No. This would just be that they have to quit pretending that they don't feel like they're better together when they know that they're better together than they are apart, because they're wasting all this time thinking about each other anyway. So why don't they try to collaborate? It's going to change their lives. The life that they will have, what they will build together, will be vastly different than the world that they would build without one another. You could argue and say, well, their lives could be just as fulfilling without each other as with each other. Absolutely. We don't have to have a person, even a person that we love deeply and truly, beside us to still have a quality life and an amazing life, and that we can't love somebody else. Of course we can, but just know that the outcome will be different. The same way, if I could still drive to a destination 3,000 miles away from here, but if I drove a motorcycle versus like a sports car, my experience of the journey would be very different. Very, very, very different. Now, it all depends on personal taste. It depends on, it's in some cases, maybe that's all you want to do is ride a motorcycle. Personally, no, thank you, ever. But still, maybe if they wanted to do a different route, they want to go a different way in life, it would be super satisfying. It boils down to what they want. So the universe says, of course, you two can be amazing together, but you do have to understand you'll be choosing a different method to travel through this life. You'll be choosing, in this case, your soulmate, and you guys are going to learn a whole bunch of stuff together, and you're going to swap roles a lot. One will have knowledge that the other one doesn't have, and vice versa. You two could clash sometimes. Lessons are not always fun. You're going to teach each other stuff. Do you want to be a student sometimes? And are you willing to also be patient and be a patient teacher sometimes? Don't think this is going to be magical and easy just because you want your arms around each other. Don't think that just because you can't stop thinking about each other that now it's going to be the magic movie. And how all films end at that perfect moment where a couple is super happy together. Just know this is going to be an adventure of growth, of learning together, and you will transform each other, and you will transform life, and things won't go the way you expect it is going to. And you're both very proud. You're both very strong. You both don't really like to give in. So you're going to learn probably a lot of humbleness and a lot of learning how to follow the leader at different points in time. Can you guys do that? Do you want to do that? I like the fact that the universe is like giving it to them straight. Don't think this is sunshine and roses. We already talked about all the beautiful sunshine rosy stuff. Now let's get to the nuts and bolts. Know what you're picking if you pick this journey. I love that, actually. I think that's so like relevant in this story. Four of Cups. This is about illusions. This is so tough because the universe is saying you can either not choose this and you may feel like you missed out on an opportunity, or you can choose it and discover it was an illusion. It's not so great and you wish you hadn't picked it. I don't tell y'all how it's going to go. The universe says the only thing I can promise is it's going to transform you, and you are walking into something mystical and you won't have a reference point for it. And sometimes it's going to be hard, but you will grow. So are you down? You could miss out on this and you could feel bummed, or you could take it and you could still feel bummed, or it could turn out freaking amazing. But which are you more afraid of? Of finding out that you're still disappointed, or of not taking this risk and being disappointed? Death card. The universe says, either way, it's time to decide. Let them go if you don't want to go through this with them. Let each other go and move on, and confidently say, I'm taking this 3,000-mile journey through my life, but I'm going to choose that I'm riding in the sports car instead of the motorcycle. I don't want to do that. I don't want to take a risk on them. Okay, then let them go, but be confident now and let them go so you can move on with your journey. Or if you do want them, then pick it and pick everything that comes along with it and know what you're signing up for. It's time to, get off the pot. it's time to make this change. I don't know what they're going to pick. I don't know. It feels really, let me just see. The sun in the reverse, the universe says you can't see what's up ahead. There's not going to be clarity. There's not. You're kind of walking into the dark blind. But here's the beautiful thing. You know what I think this is? And I think this is probably the most important message I've ever had in a Two of Cups story. We act like, oh, these are divinely matched. They're so perfect. They're going to be amazing together. They really want to be together. But already they've hit bumps in the road because they haven't been together, but they also couldn't let each other go. So now we're talking about, well, if they do choose to be together, and for a while it's like, oh my God, this is going to be so amazing. They're going to be so perfect together. And then the universe steps in with like, sorry to be doom and gloom, but you do realize there's no promise of that. In fact, it's probably going to be tough. Loving a person who's so much like you, being in a relationship with two strong-willed people, there is so much concession you're going to have to make, and you're going to have to be humbled sometimes. You're going to have to learn to say sorry. You're going to have to learn to forgive, all those things. The biggest thing is, remember, this is your choice. And I think that is the most important message. These characters have been strong-willed their whole lives. This too is them choosing it. So they don't get to whine or cry if they pick it and it doesn't turn out good. And I think the universe is empowering them enough to say, kids, you don't have to pick anything that you don't want to. Remember, this is your life. You don't have to say yes to this. But if you do, just know you picked it. Nobody else. You can't even get mad at your twin, your Two of Cups. You can't get mad at them, because remember, you're signing up for somebody that is just as strong as you. Headstrong, you two are going to clash. Can you choose them without then turning around and blaming them at some point? Because they will let you down sometimes. There will be bumps in the road. But if you love them and you believe that they love you and you really want to do this, then you can own this and you can say, yeah, it's going to suck sometimes, but I'm doing this. I don't know how it'll work out, but I'll be glad that I picked it anyway, because I have to know how this storyline goes for us. I pick this. I'm not going to be filled with bitterness and hatred if it turns out I'm disillusioned and damn, we really can't get this thing ironed out. We really aren't good together, even though I love the hell out of you. The universe is cautioning them, only choose this if you can not let yourself become bitter and decide that you feel like a victim later, because that wouldn't be worth it. Then that means maybe you don't really have trust in this person. If it's like, well, I want to pick this, but it has to go well, otherwise I'll be bitter for the rest of my life. Don't set yourself up for bitterness. Know that you're picking it. Know why you pick it. Know it's all up to you, and that should be empowering. But maybe that'll help these characters decide, are you sure you really want it? Because you can't see how the future will go. So if you choose it, you're only choosing it because you have to know how the story ends. Now you own this story. It's yours to sink or swim. You're not going to be crushed and destroyed if it turns out sucky and you still got to walk away from this person. Because remember, yeah, but I picked it. I wouldn't have missed out on this experience for anything. If they can't say this before they walk into it, then don't do it. is what I would say the message is, because there's no guarantees. And it's like the universe is saying it so bluntly, but it's really trying to be supportive. Like, don't do things that you can't handle in case it doesn't work out. If you haven't wrapped your head around that part first, you might not be ready for this unless you really realize, I'm doing this because I've got to know how it goes. It's basically like signing the waiver that says, I understand there are risks involved. I understand. Yes, universe, this is my, signature on the contract. I sign up for this experience with them. Yes, let's do this. I know it might not work out, but I'm not going to be destroyed over it if it doesn't work out. I'll still be glad I at least found out the right answer. There is every possibility that these two could have the happiest life ever. And there is also every possibility that they will love each other and still not be good together. I like the realism in this story. I think it's so much more refreshing than the, sunshine and rainbows and everything's supposed to be perfect. I think maybe it gives these two a head start in really being successful, because they're expecting that they really have to invest and give a lot of effort and a lot of work. And if they both sign up for something that they think is going to be, maybe have moments of severe difficulty, they might be pleasantly surprised that it's not half as bad as what they've braced for. Because 8 of Sacred Circles, we're pretty damn close to a 10. Maybe this is where these characters do a little self-check and realize, yeah, I'm ready to do this. I know they'll rattle me sometimes. I know it'll be tough. But I still do want this person. I love them. I know we're both headstrong. I know sometimes I'm going to have to, be the one who can grow more and work on myself at the same time. But I think I'm mature enough to do that. It kind of looks like the whole thought process before these two come into a union, it might really be preparing them for real success. Actually, it sets these two up for success. I'm always wanting success for my characters, always. But I think this is such a great storyline, because it's not pulling any punches. Okay, so final message on all of this. Sorry. 10 of Pentacles sideways. Look, if both of them, they both keep their eye on the prize. I want to build the happiest, most abundant, most stable life. That's what I'm in this for. I'm not in this so you can tell me how great I am. I'm not in this so that you fulfill the things that I want. I'm in this because I think we could make an amazing life. This is shared energy. If this is what they both want, and they keep their eye on the prize, then it won't be so much of a struggle. It's like, well, I will say this way. In my family, I'll use like a non-romantic example, but in my family, we argue a ton, especially like me and my siblings. We argue a ton about how to do something, when to do something, how we should go about something. And we sound mad, but we're not. What we're actually doing is we poke holes in each other's ideas of, this is how we should do it. No, that's stupid. You can't do it that way, blah, blah, blah. But what we're actually doing is we're collaborating, and we're figuring out whose plan is the best one, whose plan on how to do whatever it is going to be the one that yields the best results. Because the ultimate goal is, whatever. If you're going to do a plumbing job together, you want to do it once, you want to do it right. So everybody comes to the table with their opinions, you argue it out, but it's not for the sake of, I want to be right. Is that we all want to find the best solution. And that means being tough enough to be scrutinized, have your idea torn to shreds, and vice versa. But it's because you're trying to all solve the same problem. So then everybody can finally see the best way forward. And then the ultimate goal is the success of the project. It's not who is smarter. It's not to outdo each other. If these two can be that for each other, maybe that would be another thing that will work better. Because when you get two headstrong people and they're in love, holy smokes, then it can be like, we're just going to be adversarial with each other, because I need to be right, because you need to tell me that I did a really good job. Otherwise my feelings will be hurt. Whereas with your siblings, who cares? I don't care if my sibling thinks I'm dumb. I think they're dumb too. Still love them. But it feels like if they could take on that approach, which is what this whole thing feels like, they're not needing to be right. They're not needing to challenge each other. They're both on the same team just wanting the greatest outcome, they are going to be able to, I think these two are going to high five each other a lot. I feel like it's going to be a real partnership. I will never forget, I had friends and we went out to dinner one night and they were a married couple. And at the time I was single, and they both looked at the menu and they both looked up at each other. This is like a thing they always did. And they would both like at the same time blurt out the top two choices off of the menu, and they were exactly the same, and they just like high-fived each other. And I'm like, wow, relationship goals met. And it's so cute. They were always high-fiving each other, and I thought it was the funniest husband-wife team I'd ever seen. Real sweet together. Anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. Rach, so true. Hey, Christopher Thacker. Hey. Brele, how are you, hun? Alana Williams, hi. Hey, Dolly. Cole Kelly, glad you made it. Hi, Sahara. Bella Novella. You sweetheart, thank you. Thank you. Hey, Patricia. Jessica Rios is in the house. Happy Sunday, sweetie. Silver Medal Fitness, always great to catch you. Real life sometimes hurts. You were so spot on, but sometimes it's worth it. Love that. Silver Medal Fitness, that's like such a great quote. I am so much better. So much better, Cole Kelly. Thank you so much. Yes, Annie S., I actually already recorded a Leo. I will release it right after this. Hey, Denisa. Hi, Shirley. So good to see you. Emma Lisa. Hi. Hey, Maria Gonzalez. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Selene Demaray, great to see you. Hi, Octopus. Butterfly Catnip Queen's in the house. Very nice. Crystal Suzanne, hi, sweetie. How are you? Isabella, I hear you. You've had that too. Yeah. Oh, that's so cute, Sarah. You're awesome. All right, you guys. I will see you again. I'll probably be back again later on this evening as well. Let me see what time it is. Yeah, I'll probably take a break and then be back for some more zodiacs this evening. Sanchita Shekhar, excuse me. Thank you for being here, hon. Hi, Medina Showers. You're perfect. You made it just on time. All right, you guys, I will release the Leo video right now. Thanks again for being here, guys. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.